Coming up on Michigan Replay, the Wolverines bounce back in a big way by beating Indiana in their conference opener. We'll have the highlights. We'll also meet a native of Holly Springs, Mississippi, who's very comfortable in maize and blue. And we'll look ahead and scout a stern road test looming ahead in Iowa. All that and more coming up next. Michigan Replay with Lloyd Carr is brought to you in part by The Joy of Pepsi and by Big Boy Restaurants. Big Boy makes you say, oh boy. Hello everybody and welcome to Michigan Replay. Well, the Wolverines win on Saturday 31-17 in their Big Ten opener over the Indiana Hoosiers. And Coach, all I can say is it may not have been pretty, but the object of the exercise is to win. Well, and that was accomplished.
Well, there were some pretty things, but certainly you want to win and play well. We played very well on defense. We did some things in the kicking game, but offensively, we turned the football over 4 times in the first 20 minutes.
Do you ever imagine?
Have you ever been a part of that? Do you ever remember that happening?
No, I never remember. But what's even more amazing is that you turned it over 4 times in the first 20 minutes, you're still ahead 17-0.
Well, we had some big plays on defense and in the kicking game, and certainly that allowed us to get ahead. But Jim, we got to take care of the football. We got to learn how to do that.
One of the things people talked about doing the game with Frank Beckman from WJR, he said maybe this was a hangover game, that you hadn't fully recovered yet from the Oregon game.
Well, I never expected us to come with a great emotional effort. We had expended a lot of emotion in the last 2 games, but we did expect to play hard, and I think we did. We just when you turn the football over 4 times, you're just not going to have a great feeling about yourself. We did some very good things offensively, but we've got to learn to take care of the football. I don't know what else to say.
I think you've said enough.
Well, we'll see.
But you're not done just yet.
Nope.
We got to take a look at the first half highlights, and here's a great run early by Chris Perry.
Well, Tim Massapoy's got a good block, and I like Chris right here at the end of the play, fighting to stay in bounds, gains an extra 10 yards. And we're knocking on the door early in the game, and that's the way you want to start.
And here's one that's very disappointing. A touchdown pass, John underthrows.
Yeah, John just made a bad throw there. He had Steve wide open and underthrew the football, and they intercept. And, of course, we got great field position. Our defense does a great job here. Pat Massey had a good game, and we had some guys, Elaine Kashima. Larry Stevens missed the game with an injury, and so we had a lot of guys step up here.
And here's the play again, a pass that was dropped and turns into a turnover.
Well, on a 3rd down play, you know, we get it's hard to see exactly what happened. They were in man coverage, the ball deflected off Chris's hands, and now 2 straight possessions, we turn the football over.
But here's how you get ahead when you turn the ball over on offense.
Well, Jim, what an unbelievable play this is by Steve Breston. He makes a guy miss, makes another guy miss, and you know, the punt was very low. He got the ball quickly, and it's a great individual effort there.
7-0 in the first quarter. At that point, the defense continues to play strong. Had Indiana off balance the entire first quarter.
Well, and Indiana had poor field position, and we kept them bottled up, and then we had great field position on offense. Here's Pat Massey coming through with a big sack, and Indiana had a lot of 3rd down and long situations, and our defense really swarmed to the football.
And here you are getting the ball to Steve Breston via the end around.
Well, there's a new wrinkle there that you know, we think will put some more pressure on the defense. And here on a 3rd down play, we're running for a 1st down, a good hole, and some way Chris has the ball knocked out of there, and our 3rd fumble of the first quarter, 3rd turnover.
But the defense steps up, and Jeremy Lesor just anticipated this pass beautifully.
Well, we had a zone blitz on there. The corner knew the ball had to come out quickly, and Jeremy made a great break, a great individual effort to get us up 14-0.
At that point, you're up 2 touchdowns, and the defense continues to play well. And the thing I like about it is the defense was swarming to the ball.
Well, Indiana's an excellent screen team, and they ran a number of screens, and our defense reacted extremely well. Quickly, a lot of people to the football. You see a lot of guys swarming to the football, and That's what you want defensively.
Big 3rd and 5 to the tight end Massaquoi, and then you come back and you get Calvin Bell on the reverse.
Well, we're again, Jim, we got a good drive going here. We got great field position. Calvin fighting to stay in bounds there, and we get a first down. We get stalled and have to settle, and Garrett Rivas made a very good kick here for a 44-yard field goal.
Then they come back and get the ball, and they go on a 4th and 7 at your 31. They decide to go for it, and you get a good play here from your defensive end, Alston.
Well, Jeremy made a wonderful read by stopping. He quit rushing the quarterback and tried to get back, got his hand on the ball on 4th down. Our offense now gets the football late in the first half.
3rd and 15, huge conversion, great route, great throw.
Well, we've had good protection the entire day, and John stood in there and made a good throw to Jason Avant, comes right back, throws the slant route. This kid fighting for good yardage, running good routes. He gets better every day.
And then on a touchdown play, you get Breston from the slot, and John just drops it on a dime.
Well, we picked up the blitz there, Jim.
Pierre Rembert.
And yes, Pierre did a good job, and John made a great throw. And we needed to go into the half with a feeling that we just, to do a good job offensively, we just had to hang on to it.
24-0. Is that the message you gave the team at half, that, hey, guys, it could be a lot bigger lead if we just hold on to the ball?
No, that wasn't the message.
What
Jim.
was the message?
Well, the message
if you
was
mind
a little
telling me?
irate.
Oh, what
I was not very happy because, you know, I don't ever remember at that stage 4 turnovers in the first 20 minutes of the game. And
if anything will get you mad, that'll do it.
Well, I was very happy with the defense, and we did some good things in the kicking game, but that's not acceptable offensively.
All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the second half. But first, we hear from Steve Breston, who says even in victory, there's still a lot of work left to do.
As a team, we just got a lot of work to do. Me personally, I feel I really played a bad game out there, but I just think we just gonna go into practice next week and work hard, and I think we're gonna overcome this.
Now the Les Stanford Chevrolet locker room report.
Nah, because we didn't finish. You know, we really didn't come out and play our type of ball, you know, for 4 quarters, and that's something we're going to go into practice. We're going to go work hard. Next, we're going to try to come out and play 4 quarters of football.
Wolverines had a big halftime lead, and they kicked the ball to Indiana in the second half. And this is the one that disappointed me most of the game, is another 18-play drive. It only amounted in 3 points, but Indiana, when they took the ball the second half, got a long drive on the defense.
Well, they did a good job, Jim, and give them credit. They played very hard. That Indiana team, they can be proud of their effort. And we missed some tackles. Here we got him stopped up, and he bounces out of there for a first down play. And then on this next play,
I thought this quarterback, Lavecchio, settled down a little bit.
He did a good job, and he's just learning the offense. Here he makes a very, very nice play, scrambling, flips the ball. We miss another tackle, and now they're down in scoring position.
And here's another play by the quarterback again. Should have been sacked probably, missed tackle, and he gets the ball to a player for a gain.
Well, he bounces out of there. Pat Massey had him in his grasp, and he manages to get the ball into the flat. Here our defense comes up with a big play, defending the options. Got McClintock and Pat Massey right where they're supposed to be.
And this is what you like to see. When they get down by the goal line, this defense really stood up.
Well, they came, now somewhere we lose contain here, but Marcus is back where he's supposed to be and gets hit just as the ball gets there, but we force Indiana to settle for a field goal.
And at this point, it gets to 24-3. And that's the score at the end of 3 quarters. You move to the 4th quarter, and this is when you put together a little bit more offense than you did the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
Well, here again, Jim, we got great field position, and John scrambles on a 3rd down, makes a good move, recognizes everybody's covered, gets what he can, and picks up the 1st down.
And then another huge play. These 3rd and 15s are hard to convert, but John's able to get it done.
Well, there's great protection, and he throws a strike to Braylon. Braylon, great concentration there, catches the ball in the seam for a big 1st down.
And then you almost go back to the same route for the score.
Here again, against zone coverage, and Braylon finds the open spot, and John throws a strike. And that's what we've got to do more of.
31-3 at this point, and then one of your celebrated freshmen gets his first sack as a Wolverine against Indiana, and this was good to see.
Well, Lamar Woodley's playing more and more, and he's makes a good move there, and it is great to see a young guy have a big play. That does nothing but help his confidence.
And this next play is the one you're not going to want to see, but
well, you know, Jim, I wanted to get Mark Spencer in the game here because he's really a promising punter. He got him in a game earlier in the season, and here he just took his eyes off the snap, I think, and they get a blocked punt for a touchdown.
I made it 31-10, and Indiana scores a touchdown very late to make the final 31-17. And as we said, it's a victory, and that's what matters. But the lesson from the victory is you can't go on the road or you can't win consistently turning the ball over.
Well, I think our team knows that, but I think you know, what we have to do is we have to put it into effect with Jim. We've got to secure the football. We've got to protect the football. And if we do that, I think we can be a very, very good football team. But until we do, we're going to struggle.
From a coaching standpoint, what do you do when you've got this little turnover problem happening in just the last couple of games? Is it a point of emphasis every time you do drills, you do anything, to get everybody a little bit more focused on it during practice?
Well, you know, John has made 2 throws that, you know, he would like back. He's got to make better decisions, throw the football away. Chris, you know, so you're talking about 2 veteran guys there, and you know they've been through this. They just have to do a better job of taking care of the football, and I think they will.
And on the defensive side of the ball, the long drives, the getting off the field on 3rd downs, a few missed tackles in the second half. The first half I thought they were great, but you got to do 60 minutes of that.
Well, Jim, I think the biggest thing in the first half, and you know, this when you offensively keep turning the football over, the number of plays that our defense was on the field the first half was almost the same as our offense had. And that's how your defense, you know, we didn't protect our defense. The way to protect your defense is keep the football. We didn't do that.
All right, we'll see if the Wolverines can work on that as we move forward. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll meet the native from Holly Springs, Mississippi, who's playing for the Wolverines. But first, we hear from Chris Perry. Says it's all in the details.
I think it was just a mental thing, man. We just need to focus more on tugging the ball away, keeping it tight to the body, making good crisp passes, doing everything right so we can take care of the ball and come out with a victory.
Jeremy LeSueur is from Holly Springs, Mississippi. He's in his 5th and last year at Michigan, and he's starting at quarterback. That's quite a journey from Holly Springs to Ann Arbor. But LeSueur knew at a very young age that Michigan was where he wanted to be.
I told my dad I was like, I'm going to Michigan. I want to go to Michigan, and ever since I was a kid, I just wanted to come here. It might even started with basketball. I don't even know. It was a combination of both. When Tyrone Wheatley and them was here, and the Fab Five, and just everything, the environment. I was like, I want to go to Michigan. The basketball program was good, the football program. I was like, I'm going to Michigan, the helmets, everything.
It certainly has worked for both Jeremy and Michigan. He has been a solid contributor for the last 3 years on the field. And as the first player from Mississippi to ever play for the Wolverines, he's been solid off the field as well. You see, he'll graduate in December, something his parents in Mississippi are very proud of.
My mom, she's an English major, so you know she wants me to get my paper and my degree, and that's something I want to do, especially for her and myself. You know, I come here and get that piece of paper is something that you always have, especially from the University of Michigan.
It hasn't all been easy. Jeremy's had his ups and downs. He learned from his mistakes. He got stronger as a person. It's one of those life lessons football teaches, and Jeremy LeSueur will leave Michigan a better man than when he arrived.
I'll mature and learn how to be a man and learn how to go through ups and downs when things are bad, how to keep going, keep pushing, never lose confidence in yourself, and just stay focused on your goal, and know there's going to be bad times. The bad come with the good, and you just have to stay focused and move on. Don't never let it get you down, because it's going to always be times when you're down. Coach Carr always says the measure of a man is when he's down. And, you know, it's when you're down, that's when you just really have to pick it up and keep going. Anybody can look good or be good when everything's going good for them, but when stuff isn't going good, how does he perform? How does he react to it?
Jeremy Lasser from Holly Springs, and there's a kid that, again, has seen the ups and downs and has had criticism and yet stayed with it and become a better guy, better young man for it.
Well, Jim, he's going to get his degree. He's proven that he can handle tremendous adversity and criticism and hang in there. And that's, for a 19-year-old kid, that's something.
And good enough so that you could take him and say, you're going to play corner and I'll move my All-American to safety. That's saying something.
Well, Jeremy Lasser is one of the fine cornerbacks in the country, and he's having a great year. He's really starting to play on a consistent basis like he's capable.
Last 2 weeks, 2 touchdowns for a defensive player. Not bad.
That's pretty unusual.
You bet it is. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the Iowa Hawkeyes. And first, we hear from Pierre Woods, who says that big test is still ahead.
Oh yeah, next week is huge. We on the road at Iowa, physical, strong guys, cornfield, Husker dudes. I mean, Iowa, you know what they did to us last year, and I mean, we want to go back in there. We want to show everybody in the nation that we can play with a team that got some good offense and defense.
Now, the Les Stanford Chevrolet locker room report.
Yeah, it's real big, and that's a crazy place to play out in Iowa. But we're gonna be ready for it. It's gonna be a tough crowd. We gotta have a good week of practice to be ready for it.
It's a tough place to play in Iowa. That may be an understatement. Nile-Kinnick Stadium is one of those places that, like you say, a great venue in sports when you're Iowa, but when you're the visitor, you got to buckle it down.
Well, Jim, it's another test on the road for us, and hopefully we've learned some lessons, but certainly this is an outstanding Iowa team. They're a veteran group, great defensive football team.
Kirk Ferentz has done just a great job with Iowa. They lost a lot of guys last year, and yet he's still got them playing outstanding this year, and they've got the nucleus of their great players back.
Well, the new guy, Nathan Chandler, is 6'7", 250 pounds, Jim. A big guy. He's got a
Sounds
good
like
arm.
Dante Culpepper,
yeah.
man.
Well, and he's replacing this Banks kid who had such a great year ago, and we know all about Freddie Russell from Romulus, Michigan here, who's averaging over 100 yards a game.
And they got another receiver named Ramon Ochoa who can get behind your secondary.
Well, a great speed guy, Jim. He leads the Big Ten in punt returns. And their special teams are the best special teams in the Big Ten Conference.
And they're led by Nate Kading, who, of course, is a Lou Groza Award winner.
Yeah, was an unbelievable kicker a year ago. He's picked up right where he left off.
But what you like about Iowa, you say their defense is the real deal.
Well, Matt Roth, and they've got a whole group. Their defensive line is big, strong, powerful guys. Their linebackers are outstanding. Hodge is great against the run. The guy that, big, strong, patrols the middle of the field.
And Javon Johnson is their best corner, leads the Big Ten with 3 interceptions. They're a good football team, as we said, and you got to go down in there. And you're coming off a game against Indiana where you got the win, and yet turning it over on the road is even more dangerous, and that's what you've got to stop.
Well, thus far in the season, Iowa has played, they lost on Saturday, but they have played to their defense and their special teams. They want to run the football, control the clock, and so if you turn the football over, you're going to have a hard time winning. That's the most important thing that we got to get straightened around. Last year, one of the things you talked about in that game was that you kind of went away from the run a little earlier than you should have, based on some injury personnel decisions. You, I think, are committed to running against anybody and everybody this season. Will that continue in Iowa? Well, Jim, yeah, I don't think there's any secret that if you can't run the football, and especially if you can't establish some balance, you're going to have a hard time winning these types of games, and maybe any types of game. But Iowa's an outstanding defensive football team. We're going to have to play our best game of the year offensively.
When you go into this game, you look at it, overview, what do you have to do against this team? Control the ball, do what they want to do to you?
Well, I think we have to do a great job in special teams because Iowa has a potential. They've blocked 2 punts against Iowa State. They've had big return yardage in the punting game, and they've got a great kicker, and their punters playing very well. So to me, it starts with doing a good job in special teams. We're going to have to score some points. And then defensively, we have to do a good job stopping the run, because if you can't stop the run against Iowa, you have no chance to win.
Real quickly, the special teams deal, it's a confidence thing, and that's what a coach has to help build in a special team, especially kickers, right?
Well, I think, yeah, there's no question. And Adam Finley's a veteran guy. I think Garrett Rivas had a big day on Saturday and made a great field goal there, 44 yards. So he's been in these games, and so it's time to go on the road and try to make some good things happen.
Well, we hope so. We hope you join us and see if those good things happen next week against Iowa right here. Join us on Michigan Replay.
Michigan Replay has been brought to you in part by Abso Pure Water, delivering quality bottled water since 1908. By Fifth Third Bank, working hard to be the only bank you'll ever need. And by State Farm, providing insurance and financial services.